Good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to Wishwell Farms, and happy Monday. Today we're going to be transplanting some more vegetable crops on our raised beds. Today we're planting cucumbers and zucchini and tomatoes. These are all a second planting. The first planting is looking beautiful, but it's time to put that second planting out, and we do a total of 3 plantings of zucchini and cucumbers as well as cantaloupes. Now we're not planting our third planting of cantaloupes yet. That will be later on in the week or next week, but the cantaloupe planting number 2 has already been put out. We only do 2 plantings of tomatoes, and the second planting is a very small one. It's mainly just so we can have some big green tomatoes for our relish that we make at our commercial kitchen across the road here. Actually, I should show you this sometime. Across the road is our old dairy facilities where we milk cows since 1964. 64, 63 or 64, and then right here was our original dairy. Oh man, 1920s, maybe the 19-teens, I'm not sure. But I definitely want to put together a video about our farm history here in the future, and I'll get some more exact dates on all that stuff and tell you about how I got to where I am today. Anyway, today is going to be all about transplanting, and if I get a chance, I'm going to go over and show you across the road where my brother is harvesting garlic today. Today and tomorrow is garlic harvest. He's got to get it all out of the ground and get it dried down and hopefully get it ready for sale starting this weekend. So as soon as we get this tank filled with water, we'll head over to my greenhouse and get it loaded up with plants. I always like to top it off here when I'm down at the old farm where our well pit is. Water comes out pretty fast. I can fill it even faster at my place where I irrigate out of my well pit for my vegetable crops, but it's all hooked up for irrigation, and I don't like to unhook it if I don't have to, so we'll just fill it up here, and then we'll probably have to top it up once or twice more, and we'll just use a garden hose for that. All right, we're back out here in the field transplanting zucchini and cucumbers with the water wheel transplanter. We got Evan and Brett helping out today. We just finished up 1 row of tomatoes over here by the woods, and now we're doing 3 rows of zucchini and 3 rows of cucumbers. Now I have another video already on the transplanting process. I will link that video down in the description below if you want to check out planting all of this last month. And for those of you who follow me closely, after the torrential storms we had out here, I was trying to decide whether I was going to spray another herbicide because I thought it all got washed away. I did not spray herbicide again. Look how clean this field is. I mean, there is literally no weeds out here. It is perfectly clean. So obviously the herbicide did not wash away, and it's too late to respray it anyway. We're transplanting about 1/3 of this today, and next week it'll all be finished transplanting for the entire season. Well, we just came up from the field, all finished transplanting zucchini, cucumbers, and tomatoes for the day. And I'm gonna take it back over to the other farm, unhook this transplanter, and get hooked back up to my herbicide sprayer because I have some corn weeds getting out of hand, and it's pretty calm today. So I'm gonna go get some corn weeds sprayed, and then we're gonna go check out my brother's garlic patch and show you exactly how he harvests his 20,000 bulbs of garlic. All right, I'm down here in the garlic patch with my brother Joel, and he has been harvesting garlic all day. He's going to explain the process he has went through today to get the garlic from this field to your table.
So early this morning, we started by mowing. We left a little bit to, we're going to finish harvesting tomorrow, but there's 9 rows here. We got 6 of them knocked out. It's quite a grueling, sweaty, dirty job. One of my least favorite things to do, back-breaking. It's where the teenagers come in to help.
Yeah.
So I used to harvest it like this. just full stand, didn't cut anything down. Then I found another garlic grower. She started mowing it down, leaving 6 to 8 inches or maybe even up to a foot left on it.
Yeah.
It's about a foot left. And it's just so much easier, less mess. I don't bundle it up. I literally just pull it and then I crate it up, and then we take it to the grain bin, which we could show you if you want. And it's scattered along the floor of the grain bin. Turn the fans on, and that's it.
Wow.
Cut my pickup time in half. So much, because normally I'll bundle in bundles of 15, then hang them up in the barn.
Yeah.
That just added
That
hours
sounds like
to
a
process.
big pain.
And this is already a very tough. You have like a week window, give or take, of maybe a few days to get it just right. You don't want to wait too long. Then the wrapping will actually the ball will start to split because the cloves get too big.
Okay.
But then you don't want to harvest too early because you're not getting maximum size.
Right.
So there's a small window to get it, and then you're always worried about rain. So I saw rain is coming tomorrow morning, or late morning, and Wednesday. I'm like, let's just get it done. I usually wait for a few more days to do it, but it's always weather. Affects everything with farming.
Yep. So this row is what we're going to demonstrate to you guys on video from start to finish. So it has, the only thing that's been done on this row is that the irrigation was stopped a week or two ago.
About a week and a half ago.
Okay. And then you have pulled the scapes off. You can see it's broken right here. There was like a scape.
One straggler over there you should show.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, here, let's go look at this scape real quick. Wow, would they all look like that if you had not picked them?
They all.
That's incredible.
It's a lot of energy goes
What's
into
that called?
This is, I don't know the actual name, but it'll be full of ball bills. Open up.
Ball bills.
So each of these will turn into
a garlic?
A little tiny garlic. Sometimes they're the size of BBs, sometimes the size of, not quite marbles, but usually little BBs and maybe a little smaller.
Man, that is cool.
But this would actually, so I've actually saved these before and replanted them. And so they actually take the energy from the rest of the scape and continue bulking up.
Okay.
It's pretty cool how it sucks. This will almost look thin and sucks all the energy right out of this because there's still a lot of moisture in here.
Well, you picked all these a week or two ago?
About a month ago, actually.
Okay, that long ago. Yeah. And they were way smaller and more tender.
Smaller, curled up.
Yeah, they were only like up to here.
This is kind of hard and woody now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
And we've been selling them at the farmers markets.
Yeah.
All the scapes. Yeah. Great for grilling up, sauteing up, give everything like a spicy garlic taste.
Also good with making pesto or.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I put them on pizza really good.
Oh yeah, I bet that's good.
Wood-fired pizza, wood oven fired pizza.
All right, so this plastic has not been lifted. These garlic plants have not been mowed. So he's getting ready to run the bush hog over it, and it's gonna look like this. And then he's gonna take the plastic lifter underneath the plastic to break all these garlic bulbs free. This one's already been done, right?
Yeah, you feel it.
Yep, some of them are still anchored in there pretty good. Wow.
So it undercuts it. Usually I try to get, that's about where the blade went. Right there. I don't want to get too close because I've gotten close and cut them in half and ruined hundreds.
Oh boy.
So it's kind of a fine tune getting it just right. But it'll go too deep, then it barely affects anything. You really got to work it out. So some people, they don't have an undercutter, they just use a shovel, and that's a lot of work.
Oh boy.
When you're trying to do 15 to 20,000
Yeah, I can imagine.
And you have a day or two to do it. Just gotta try to knock it out when you can.
Yep. All right. Let's see this process.
Tell you what, my back is hurting right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what year this 2030 is. I'm guessing it's a 73, 74, something like that. Maybe 78. I'll have to ask my dad. And you can see he took the back wheel off. There's a little depth wheel. It's usually on the back. He took that off so it doesn't smash the garlic. All right, we're all finished with the bush hogging part. Now he's taking the mulch lifter down the row. The mulch lifter doesn't like dirt really dry, but I guess there's still some moisture down there. That is perfect soil consistency for lifting plastic. That's what I like it to look like in the fall when I lift all my plastic mulch. At least my non-biodegradable. Every row has now been lifted. We're gonna pick a couple tubs and take them over to the grain bins to show you how we dry this garlic. How critical is it to get all the dirt off right now?
That's not too bad. I just try to get it.
Well, that's a thistle.
Ah. Gosh. Well, I didn't stay on top of the weeds too well here.
Yeah.
Got a little ahead of me.
I'm gonna have to just film you picking a couple of these.
Yeah,
because I can't do both.
There's a tiny. We should go with it.
Yeah, you want to go down and pick some big ones?
There's a big butte. Look at that. Yeah. It looked bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
the stem was monstrous, but the bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looked like it got to be huge. Do you think they're a little smaller overall
yeah,
this year?
this year I think they're a little smaller. I don't know if it had to do with the weather. I mean, the same amount of nutrients and everything, but.
So this is the process that all these kids are going through. How many did you have out here working today?
I had 6 or 7 kids for a good part of the day. And, I mean, it only lasts for about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
it gets you down pretty good.
I can imagine. At least it was fairly comfortable today.
Yeah, it wasn't like last week, the 90s.
So this is June 24th, by the way. It'll most likely be after July 5th or 10th by the time this video is released. But yeah, if you're wondering, we don't harvest garlic in July. It gets harvested in late June. Have you ever harvested in July?
I used to actually harvest like July 1st.
Okay.
Or so,
but everything's a little earlier this year.
Yeah.
Usually it's so warm and dry.
Last year I harvested the 28th and the 29th.
Okay.
So I'm just a little bit ahead of this year. I could have probably waited. One problem I found with waiting is, like I said, the bulb will get too big and start to split. But I have problems with the necks start getting a little. That's one thing I've been concerned about. Is it safe to do what I'm doing? Because in the years past, I've had it where when you're hitting it with the blade, it's constantly vibrating and bending.
Yeah.
And I've had it to where the necks are compromised a little bit, so sometimes you pull it up, it will pull apart, and then you have to dig the bulb out, and then the bulb's almost useless. So you turn it into like garlic powder or something.
Right.
But I haven't had hardly any of that problem this year, so I think it's just because I'm harvesting a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Sacrificing a little bit of bulb size. I'd rather have a better lasting quality product, less chance for disease and things. If the neck isn't damaged, and still a lot of things I could learn with garlic.
Well, it always looks pretty good to me. I'm going to help him finish up filling a couple of these, and then we'll show you where we take them over to the grain bin to dry them. So you just try to get it about like that?
Yeah.
Just the bulk of the mud and roots.
Yeah. So it's not all muddy inside the grain bin. Unless I have to clean up later. Because I will go through and cut each one of these, and then I'll come through again and clean each bulb and take one layer of skin off, wrapping before we sell it.
That's what I always see you and the kids doing out in your yard by the fire pit.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tedious task.
That is. I like growing. I love garlic, but I get tired of the amount of handling that's required.
They're definitely getting smaller up here on this
Yeah.
dry hill. Well, there's a nice one. I can't imagine doing this for 5 hours. Oh my gosh. I'd rather do anything. I'd rather run an ultra race. You'd be suffering.
Yeah, even the...
There's one like that. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So, do you think that got knocked by
Probably.
See, these stalks are so rigid and woody. Look, it cracked it right at the neck. So is this one so compromised you won't even be able to sell it?
I will probably just eat it
Okay.
for myself. Or friends and family.
Yeah. Are they pretty? Do all the kids do a pretty good job at not missing garlic stalks?
So after we come through and lift the plastic, then I'll walk through everything. We'll find another 100 or so.
Oh, you mean when you pull the plastic up and dispose of it?
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
come back through.
Yeah, even when I had
Oh, there's a nice one.
the Migos were even getting worn out.
All right, we're here at our grain bin facilities across the street, and it's going to be dark in here. Hopefully this GoPro will adjust to this low light as I get in here. Oh yeah, wow. So that's all the garlic from how many rows? Two or three?
3 rows right there.
3 rows.
The other grain bin's is half full also.
Oh wow.
3 rows.
The one right next to us?
Further down.
Okay.
This is the one I got my leg caught in.
Oh yeah. That would be a great story to do a video about. So when Joel was 4.5, right?
This time,
It was during wheat harvest.
33 years ago, probably to the day almost.
Yeah, it was during wheat harvest. It might have been early July.
Yeah, right after wheat.
Yeah, we were cleaning out the wheat. Oh, and it was probably after harvest because we were emptying this bin.
It was the day after I won the Kitty Tractor Ball at the Logan County Fair. So that was
Wow.
July.
Yeah.
Early July.
Early to mid-July. But they'd swept up the grain bin wheat, and it was a little mound right there, and he was standing on top of it. And the guy outside the grain bin turned on the auger to finish up the last little amount, and he was instantly sucked in. And luckily, the guy running the auger,
Turn it off.
yeah, he sensed that something was just wrong, and he turned it off immediately. It was only on for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have lost his foot, and he wouldn't have a foot right now.
And there's one of the blades of the auger hit right there, and the other blade hit down here.
Yeah.
So if you look at this isn't the auger that it got caught in, but this is what the auger looks like. So as a 4-year-old kid, this is what that blade would have hit there, and the next blade would have hit there when I was smaller.
Wow. And you've had numerous surgeries when you were younger.
Yeah, 2 or 3 surgeries since to help straighten the foot up. 'Cause it
Yeah.
was starting to grow all messed up. And,
Okay.
yeah, very, very fortunate. Lord was watching out.
Yeah. We will save the rest of that story for another video. That'll be a good one. Let's talk about this garlic here real quick. You just bring it in here and dump it out?
Yeah, then we just... This is a
Scatter
different
it.
variety, so I'm keeping
okay.
it separate from that variety.
I don't know what this mic is doing in here. It's really echoey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if the sound quality is bad.
So just I just spread it out and just turn the fans on to help air it out. It'll take 2 weeks.
Okay. So in 2 weeks, you'll tub it all back up into these tubs and stack it
Then
somewhere?
I'll come through and start cutting each of these with just a pair of side cutters and just cutting it off, and then in about 2 weeks I'll crate it up.
Okay.
And then store it in a cooler in the right place.
Yeah, like my tomato cooler, that kind of,
Yeah.
like a 50 to 60 degree
It's
cooler.
optimum.
Yeah, not a 35 degree cooler.
No, it's starting to sprout at
Okay.
those temperatures.
Okay.
I've experienced. Get out of echoey.
Yep. Well, is there anything else about the garlic growing process?
Nope, I think that's it. It's kind of an easy crop to grow. I'm not as a professional farmer like my brother here, but
I don't know about that.
I've
been doing it a long time. I don't know if I'm really a professional.
just learn as you go.
Yep. We've learned to do things efficiently, right?
With what
This
we got.
is Mr. Efficiency. Yeah, we don't go out and spend big money. I mean, we have some pretty nice equipment, but when you have 1,300 acres of soybeans and field corn, you have to have some halfway decent equipment. So
I gotta put my engineering degree to use something.
Yeah, he's a mechanical engineer. So is my other younger brother. So I have two younger brothers with mechanical engineering degrees. He came back to the farm. My other brother is a contractor, so he does his own thing. No longer a mechanical engineer.
No longer working for the man.
Yeah, but
That's
still
the best
using
part.
your skills you learned
Oh, yeah,
on the
definitely.
farm. And that comes in very helpful at times. Alrighty, I'll show you more of the garlic cleaning and prepping process before it's able to be sold at another date when he has it out of the grain bin and it's been dried and they're getting it cleaned up and ready for sale. But right now, I'm gonna go get my green bean harvester hooked up because tomorrow morning we're harvesting beans.
You hope.
We hope. Alrighty, got the green bean harvester out, serviced, and ready for green bean harvest tomorrow morning, which will be June 25th, probably the earliest green bean harvest ever on our farm. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow and Wednesday, so we definitely want to get those beans harvested and in the cooler. It has been a long day and it's still not over. I'm heading out to spray sweet corn and vegetable crops before it gets dark. So that's what I'm heading out to do next. But this is where we're going to wrap up tonight's video, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and hope to see you all again real soon down on the farm.